A data engineer is working with an Amazon QuickSight dashboard that retrieves data via Amazon Athena queries from an S3 bucket. Upon attempting to load the dashboard, an error message appears, citing insufficient permissions. Which of the following scenarios are the most likely root causes for this access failure? Select 2. Option A, there is a lack of integration between the QuickSight service and the Athena engine. Option B, the metadata for the Athena tables has not been properly defined in the data catalog.
Option C. QuickSight lacks the necessary IAM permissions to read data from the S3 bucket. Option D. QuickSight does not have the required permissions to perform decryption on S3 objects. Option E. The service is missing an attached IAM role for authorization. This question tests your understanding of the service architecture between Amazon QuickSight, Athena, and the underlying data storage. It focuses on how QuickSight validates its access to resources when fetching data through the Athena engine, particularly when security layers are applied.
In my view, the correct answers are options C and D. Regarding option C, QuickSight must have appropriate IAM permissions or bucket policy access to read the objects stored in Amazon S3 that serve as the data source for Athena. If these permissions are missing, the query process will be denied access to the raw files. Similarly, for option D, if the S3 bucket employs AWS KMS-managed encryption, QuickSight requires explicit KMS.decrypt permission on the specific key used for encryption.
Without that permission, the service cannot decrypt the objects, leading to an access failure. Now, let's look at why the others are incorrect. Option A is false because QuickSight provides native support for Athena through standard Service Console configuration. Option B is not the root cause, as missing metadata usually results in query errors rather than permission denials. Lastly, option E is imprecise because QuickSight utilizes a service-linked role rather than a user-assigned IAM role for its operations.
For your exam preparation, always keep in mind that when you encounter access errors involving data services, check the security layers in this order: standard bucket policies, IAM permissions for the service, and finally, encryption key permissions, if KMS is involved. Distinguishing between a service-linked role and user-managed roles is also a common requirement for these types of questions.